So for months now, the whirlwind of controversy surrounding the tragic passing of Afrobeat star Ilerioluwa Mohbad Aloba has played out in the court of public opinion, and at the center of this storm is Wunmi Aloba, the widow of a late singer who has remained largely silent as the headlines spiraled. Following my recent conversation where Mohbad's father, Mr. Joseph Aloba, leveled heavy allegations against her, Wunmi has decided that the time for silence is over. In this exclusive right of reply, she sits down to confront the narrative that have painted her as a villain in her own tragedy. She addresses the viral claims that she is actively foiling attempts to conduct a DNA test on her son Liam, explaining her legal stance and the theatrics she claims are surrounding the request. Thank you very much for joining us, and a big congratulations and happy birthday to you. You know, it's congratulations on your new business launched as well. It shows how strong you are as a woman in the face of all of this controversy and all of that. How's that been for you?
I would say it's been God. I'm not gonna lie, it's been God. It's just been God's grace, His mercy, you know, His favor, despite everything. So I feel like it's God. God has strengthened me to, you know, to be where I am today.
Absolutely, and I must say that you're doing very well. I saw how you celebrated Liam's birthday as well.
His third birthday.
How would things have been different if Mohbad had still been around in terms of the celebration of your life and birthdays and growth?
I would say it's definitely, you know, be more elaborate, fun, and, you know, full of love. Because he's an intentional father and husband, and, you know, he's he likes celebration so well. Like, I'm this type that doesn't really like to, but, you know, because he's a public figure, so he likes celebration. So I feel like it should have been more fun, but, you know, I'm still here celebrating his son as he would have loved to. But I might not do it like him, but, you know, I'm trying.
Absolutely, and you are trying, especially running the business again in the face of all of the controversies and all of that. Personally, how supportive was he when he was around off your own business? Of course, we know that you support his career. We see you guys going but is it its type that also supports your own kind of business?
Of course, yes. Like, I have so many businesses when he was alive. He's a supportive person, actually. I learned nail tech. I learned in so many businesses, and, you know, he's always supporting me. Yeah, he's a very supportive person.
So you must miss
not just a supportive partner, he's supportive to anybody that, you know, that has encounter with him.
You must miss him so much.
Of course, yes, I miss him every daily basis. You know, that's somebody I've known like when I was 12, if I'm not mistaken. So of course, yes.
Wow, you guys have known yourself that long.
For a long time, yeah.
Wow.
When we were young.
Wow.
We were young friends, then we became lovers.
That's interesting. So when did things now fall out between you and the father then, if you had that very solid and strong relationship?
Yeah, we used to be best of friends. So I think we fell out, I think it was after I had my child. Yeah, it was after I had Liam. Because of, you know, the naming ceremony issues and the fact that my husband, you know, forgave his mother. Like, it is like just a family feud, you know, that became something very big. And now it is now personal. Like, now he's taking the whole thing personal, and, you know, a lot of people online feels like, oh, it's all about the demise of my husband. But in reality, it is because of the family feud that we had for the demise of my husband. Yeah, so I think that is it.
How painful is this for you personally? Like, all of this drama around the family. If is it something you want to go away? Would you do anything to just allow it to go?
Yeah, at first, because, you know, it was unexpected. So at first, when the whole issue, you know, audio bar happened, I literally placed the call through to him because, you know, I was tense, I was scared because, you know, I've not experienced such a thing before. So I put a call through to him, blah blah blah. Please, what is happening? What did I do to you? You know, but he wasn't saying what I needed to. He was just talking about my husband's property and all of that. You know,
he was talking about the property.
Not the property, yeah. So at first I was like, oh my God, can I cope with this and all of that? But, you know, as a woman, I feel like people tend to underestimate our power. It's not like, I'm not trying to act like I am powerful or something. Yeah. I feel like he's trying to cheat me because he feels like he's younger than he's older than me. He's a father figure. He's older enough to be my father. So I feel like he's trying to cheat me. And at this point of time, I feel like my strength strength is all I needed right now. So at this point, we've got it to a point that I don't think the whole thing can be settled anymore. Yeah, it has really got it to a point that I don't think this whole family feud can be settled anymore because what he's wanting is what I can give. What he actually wants can never happen.
What does he want?
He actually wants the DNA of my child to be negative. Like, he actually wants to be in possession of my husband's royalty, which I'm not even, he's a father, of course. But, as the head of the family, I expected him to do it as it is meant to be done. Culture, I mean. Like, as the head of the family, I expected him to do it how things are done. But, I feel like this social media attention and everything is making the whole thing get messy and, So,
are you opposed to having a DNA test for Liam?
I've never opposed it. Never.
So why is it taking so long?
I feel like the whole issue is still on him. But because I've not been talking, it's not that I don't have anything to say, actually. If you don't invite me, I said I wasn't going to come.
And I truly appreciate you coming.
Yeah, it's not because I don't want to come, but I just feel like, why, like, I want to be the bigger person in this situation. I don't want to act like him. I just want to leave people to, say whatever they have to say. In reality, the truth is constant, and that is all that matters to me, actually. So regarding the DNA issue, yeah, when the DNA narrative came out, at first, I never expected him to even talk about it because he knew about the birth of my child. He fasted with me and my husband. He went to mountains. He fasted for 7 days with me and my husband just for me to have this baby. It was like the whole process was between God, because it's God that have the final say, between God and him. So when the DNA narrative came out, at first I was like, what is happening? So I didn't take it serious. And I was expecting not to take it serious as well. So the next thing I saw was him going online. He never called me. He never called my husband's mother. He never called any of the family member. He was just going on social media, talking about the DNA as well, going with the whole flow with the public. I was even the one that put a call through chain, like, I heard you talking about DNA. What is the problem? What do you want? Blah, 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 because I felt like we used to be close. Although for the death of my husband, there is family feud, but the person that brought us together is dead now. So I expected us to, and I have a child for you. So I put a call through to him, like, Daddy, what is the problem? Blah, blah, blah. It was just talking about property. It wasn't talking about the DNA that I expected him to talk about. The next day morning, it was like, the whole DNA narrative from him was on social media. Like, it was literally like entertaining people on social media with the DNA talk. He never said anything to me and any member of the family. But people actually thought he was talking to me about it, and I was proving adamant and all of that, But I wasn't saying anything. So it got to a point I had to put something online that this man never came to me to talk about it, to ask DNA, blah, blah, blah. It was just online talking, and that he didn't do the needful. So the next thing I saw was a letter from a lawyer to my lawyer that I should bring my child over to him for a DNA testing. And before then, he has gone online to call me so many despicable names. Like, he has said how much he hated me. He has said a whole lot about me. So my lawyer said this case has really got to a point that he doesn't think this thing can be settled amicably between the families, that we should let the court, be the transparent person in this. So he went to court, and the court sent an application to me to invite me to the court. Instead of him to send it to me, he did not. He posted it on my husband's rented apartment. He posted it on the wall. He took a picture and sent it to blogs. And because so many people do not even know what court order is. If I was not in this mess, I wouldn't have known what court order is. So people were literally cursing me, and they've given you the court order. Oh, you're on the one, blah blah blah. Because of the social media. Blah. So the court begins, and the first lawyer that handled his case, it got to a point, the lawyer left. He sacked this lawyer. I really do not know the reason. Maybe he said the lawyer, I think the lawyer said he was owing him or something. So I think it was about money. The lawyer left. And while all of this was happening, it was always going on, like talking about DNA. So people do not really know what was happening with this DNA saga. But because of the pressure that was given to people that, oh, DNA. So people actually thought, oh, I am the one running for the DNA. So people actually thought I was the one running for the DNA. Like, he has been the one pursuing me for it, pushing for it. But because I wasn't talking. So then another lawyer came again. The lawyer wasted our time for like a year. They were always going to court, coming and going. Since 2023 November.
Yes.
Like, I'll send you all the evidences. Since 2023 November up to now. So the lawyer, they were always going and coming, adjournments, you know. They might come today and said, oh, okay, they want the court to give them like their own hospital, which is not possible. If you wanted your own hospital, then you should have come to the court. You know, they're always asking so many questions that they know that the court would say no to. So they wasted our time. The next thing we saw him do is he sacked the lawyer again. He said because the lawyer smiled at my lawyer at the courts. Then he changed the lawyer. While all of this was happening, he was always granting different interviews talking about DNA. And, you know, I didn't do anything to counter him because I just felt like, let me just be the bigger person in this situation. I don't want to act the same way he's acting. Let me just, you know, act like I am different. And that is the same way the whole family has been acting. Like, he has been the only one talking. So he sacked the lawyer too. And, you know, people, and the second lawyer, why this is happening? He was still talking about DNA in every interviews. Like, DNA. I mean, people are always bashing me, calling my son different, you know, bad names, a bastard, blah, blah, blah. They've even given my son like 100 fathers. You know, what all this was happening. And he was enjoying the whole thing because, you know, the whole thing was bringing attention and all of that. Then he hired a son as well, son Shitu, Wahab Shitu. He hired him for the DNA saga. When the man saw how the whole thing was going, the man had to back off. The man backed off himself. He didn't even sack this man. He backed off himself because you can see the shady stuff from the whole thing. So the man had to back off. Then this is another fourth lawyer, the one he's using presently.
So I spoke with him recently, and he said to me that a court had given an order for the DNA to happen in 3, that you should pick a center. He will pick a center and the court will nominate the center. And he said he is not completely happy with the center you chose. He said it's a cancer center and not a DNA center. And then that the court, according to him as well, he's not completely confident in the courts to choose a center that is going to be fair. So what do you think? Why did you choose a center that doesn't do DNA, according to him?
Well, you know, this is not the first place I said. He has been saying, I think he has got like 3 interviews, if I'm not mistaken. And he has bloggers that has been carrying the rumors as well. So I think this is the best place for me to, you know, make clarity to the whole accusations. So this 4th lawyer that he just employed, when he came, is the first application that he submitted to the courts was that the court should allow them to carry out to DNA hospital, like their own independent DNA. So the court said no, that if you wanted this, then why do you have to come to court? That cannot work. So they brought another, I don't know this court process, maybe it's motion or something that's now that
they filed the motion.
Filed another motion or something that they would love us to you know, the 3 parties, myself, him and the courts, to pick 3 hospitals, and we would pay. We would pay on an half. Like I would pay for my own. They would pay for his. Then we would split the one for the courts. I wasn't supposed to do that, but just because I just want this whole thing to just go, I said no problem. That we will do it. So the court asked us to bring 3 hospitals each. I brought 3 hospitals. He brought 3 hospitals, and the courts themselves. Now the courts they are government officials, so we are the one that have problems that wanted them to sort it for us. So when we got to the courts, we submitted the 3 hospitals, and you know the case was adjourned to another date for the court to pick 1 hospital each. Like so, the process is that the court said they would make research on the 3 hospital, that is 6 hospitals
6
that we
hospitals,
chose,
right, yeah.
to see the one that is qualified, that is really qualified to what they want. So the next adjourn, they went to the court. So the court chose one hospital out of the one that we chose. The court also chose one from theirs, and the court, chose their own independent hospital that they use. Because as they said that is the hospital that they use for all their DNAs.
Right.
I mean the government official.
Yes, when they have issues, yeah.
Yeah, so, and court gave us the go-ahead to do it with the intervention of the welfare officer. The next thing I saw was a report from his blogger, like one of his bloggers online, that I chose like the courts has collide with me to choose a fake hospital. The court also chose a fake hospital, blah, blah, blah. That day I was so mad, like, what is all this? Like, this is an opportunity for us to get this done. And this is even fair enough, because you have your own hospital to yourself. Like even though you feel like, oh, they'll manipulate it, but this one, you have your own personal hospital to yourself. I have mine to myself. I'm supposed to be the one to be even scared because of so many things, so many shady things that has happened with his lawyers. He has changed 4 lawyers on this case. I mean, this DNA case, not even with the death of my husband. DNA. Just so I'm even the one that is supposed to be scared, because why are you changing lawyer? I've never changed lawyer all my life. I've been using one lawyer since the death of my husband up to now. So the court gave you an hospital. They gave me an hospital, and they also chose their own hospital. The next thing I saw was his blog. His blogger just came online to lie that the hospital that I chose said they don't do an hospital. They don't do a DNA on an embalmed body. Okay, never lied actually, because no DNA can be done on an embalmed body, because the body has been injected with a chemical. If I wasn't in this whole mess, I wouldn't have known to. So whenever I see people bashing me and all of that, I don't really blame them, because they really do not know. It is what you have experienced that you will know how it is done or what is. So most times, whenever I see people bashing me, I don't really blame them, because if I was not in this whole mess, I wouldn't have known better as well. So normally, a DNA test can never be done on an embalmed body. The only DNA test that can be done on an embalmed body is a tissue-based DNA, where they can use the nail, the teeth, the bone marrow, and the hair. So they actually asked the shady questions at my laboratory, and they got the response that they were supposed to get. Which is that it can't be done. It cannot be done in an embalmed body. They never asked a well-detailed questions like, can a DNA test be done? Can a tissue-based DNA be done on an embalmed body? So they asked a shady question. They got a shady response. Normally. And that's why they said that your center is not so a DNA. They not add to, because he has been the one talking. Right. And he knows how to get to the public with emotions. Right. So, and he knows how to talk very well. So, you can't tell so many interviews. The DNA center that I chose is a fake, or the one that the government officials, the government that have been conducting DNA for the longest time, even before I was born, that the hospital that they chose to is fake. So his own hospital is the only original hospital. So why don't you just allow him, for the sake of peace, to just go and use his hospital and get it done? So I actually acted like him as well. I spoke to my lawyer, and we acted the same way they acted. So we asked the same shady question at his hospital, that can a DNA test be done on an embalmed body? And they said no as well. So if that cancels his own center as well. Yeah, the evidences will be sent to you. Okay. If I was petty as him, I would have posted it online too and say, oh, your own DNA test, your own hospital also cannot be done, cannot carry out a DNA test on a embalmed body, because I know the right thing. I know that this thing that you guys are saying is true. It cannot be done in an embalmed body. It is only a tissue-based DNA that can be done. Do you understand? So instead of him to, do the right thing, but just because he wants to escalate this process, he doesn't want to get it done, because he knows the answer. He knows the truth. So speaking about the truth, and again, sorry to butt in, and speaking about embalmment, he said in our conversation that he is not particularly satisfied about the details surrounding
the death of his son, your husband, that is. He said Mohbad's body was brought to him already embalmed,
Okay.
and it said that he died on that day. That how would he have died on that day and they embalmed him before bringing the body to him? Was his body already embalmed? Who embalmed that body?
His body wasn't embalmed. I have a picture of my husband's body here. So the thing is that I really wish he could do all of these things that, take me to the police station, do the necessary things. All he does is just interview, interview, interview. Because he knows that everything that he's been saying are all lies. They said he that alleged must prove, right?
Right.
Everything that my husband's father has accused me of, he has never said it in any court of law. He has never. Every damn thing that you have heard him say on every interviews, he has, even to the point of, there was one time that he said that he saw a pool of blood and all of that.
Yes.
He never said it at the inquest. He only said he saw like just tiny blood on his bedsheet. There is CTC. He has never said any of these things to the authorities. Every damn thing that you've heard him say, like online, I mean the public domain, stays in the public domain.
Can you recount the immediate events that surrounded the death of your husband?
Yeah, okay. So he had a show on September 10th, 2023 at Ikorodu. Then he had an altercation with his friends, prime boy. They had issues and led to an argument and they had they fought. Then he sustained an injury. And we got home.
You were at the show?
I was at the show as well with our child. Yes,
right.
With our child. Because I was supposed to visit his mom at Ikorodu the next day. Okay. So we had a plan on staying in Ikorodu till the next day. But when the issue happened, we had to go back to the island. And when we got home, I went upstairs. He was downstairs with his friends. They played till morning. Then, the morning he came to me in my room, he complained about his hand because he had sustained an injury, because while he was fighting with his friend, he mistakenly hit the Prado jeep and he sustained an injury on his hand. And he complained to me, showed me the injury. I did the normal. I massaged with hot water and would rub and everything. Then I think then he slept. We even had conversations. He went downstairs to play games with his workers. We had a good Monday, although he was complaining of the injury, which I actually told him to go to the hospital, but my husband doesn't go to the hospital. He hated hospital. And then on Tuesday, he complained about the arm, that he's feeling pain and everything. And meanwhile, on Monday, his friend Spending was around. I mean, his close associate was around, and he complained to them as well. And everybody asked him to go to the hospital, but he insisted on not going to the hospital. So he said he wanted a nurse instead. Although he has his own personal nurse, but she wasn't around that day because his DJ put a call through to the nurse, but she wasn't around. And then his friend Spending offered to give him a nurse, his own personal nurse. And the nurse wasn't around on Monday as well. So on Tuesday, the nurse called her. She was already around. But meanwhile, before Spending left, Spending gave the nurse number to his DJ, Bami, to put a call through to the nurse because when she's around. So the nurse called on Tuesday to inform Bami that she was already back. Then, at first, my husband even said I shouldn't worry that he's already getting better. He just called me back. I said, well, let's call the nurse. So, Bami had to put a call through the nurse to come around. And then when the nurse came, I was supposed to take the medication, the injection in our son's room. But our son's room is very small. So we had to go to our own personal room. Then, before the nurse administered the injection, I made her understand that he's an ulcer patient. That she should be careful with whatever dose she's trying to administer on me. And she even texted me that thank you for telling me.
Yeah.
So the nurse gave him like 3 injections. I think it was the 4th injection that he reacted to.
3.
3. I think no, 2 injections. It was the 3rd that he reacted to. And, after the reaction, he started having goosebumps in his body. He said he wanted to pee. I took him to the restroom to pee. On his way coming back, he fell down and, he started having reaction. He started having heartburn. He said his heart was burning. He started talking about his heart, that he needed water. He needed us to pour him water, which his brother, his younger brother did. And, when I saw that the whole thing wasn't, it was already getting over, I ran to our neighbor for help because his car was faulty and his mechanic was working on his car. So I ran to our neighbor for help. Then our neighbor carried, helped us with his car. We took him to the nearest hospital. We get into the hospital, 15 minutes later, the doctor on seat broke the news to us that he was dead.
Wow. So where did the blood come from? The
There
blood
was no
that
blood.
said so.
There was no blood. It was just I told you that he had injury from the show.
Yes.
So it was just like a cut. Do you understand? So
Yes.
it was just like a cut. It wasn't but whenever his father wants to talk about it, on internet, he would say, full of blood. Which I expected him to at least say it at the court of law. But
Right.
because he knows it is public. So I feel like he's really interested in the public, the way people are bashing myself and my son. I feel like he has so much interest in it. Do you understand? Because you will never hear him talk about the nurse. Have you ever heard him talk about nurse?
No.
He will never.
Okay.
You will never hear him talk about the nurse. All he's after is myself and my son. He's always interested in talking about myself and my child. But about the nurse, he will never. Because it's none of his business. He doesn't care about the nurse.
To be fair to him, he was here and he spoke about how if the DNA proves that Liam is his grandson, he's going to reach out to you, he's going to apologize to you, he's going to try and see how he can mend the family back. But before then, he also said a lot of it. And because this is your right of reply, it is only fair that we pose all the questions about the things that he said about you to you, so that you can also have your right to reply and respond to those questions. And one of the things he said was that before your late husband died, that you guys fell out, that he had accused you of infidelity, that you had left him in one room, that you drugged him with Indomie and went to be with somebody, another person. How do you react to that? Why did you do it?
Well, he has said this particular issue, he has said it in different ways. I started talking about it when this what is it called, caveat thing, about my husband royalty, when the whole thing happened. So he just wanted to say something to change my marriage status with my husband, because I'm actually engaged to him. We did an engagement. So this particular scene started when this royalty issue conversation came up. So at first he said it happened when we were in Malian house. And in another interview, he said after our engagement, it was the day after. Okay, so this whole issue here, he has said it in 3 different ways. Firstly, he said it happened while we were still in Malian house. That was even before I got pregnant, before I got married, before me and my husband became husband and wife. I don't know the exact thing I said here. Another interview, he said my husband told him on the day of our marriage that in fact my husband wanted to continue with the marriage, but because and then I was already pregnant, I was 6 months pregnant, that my husband wanted to continue with the marriage, but because of what I did, he had to tell him on the day of our marriage that he cannot continue the marriage.
Yeah, he said that to me.
Okay, that was what he said. Okay,
yes.
Okay. In another interview, he said it happened while we were in Malian house. Thirdly, he also said that it happened after our marriage. So he has said it in 3 different ways.
Right.
So he said it happened after our marriage. Okay, so the one he said it was before, on the day of our marriage, right?
Yeah, he said on the day of
our marriage.
Introduction.
It wasn't introduction. He said introduction because of court, because we are in court.
So are you legally married to Mohbad, or
traditionally?
Traditionally.
Yeah, we're traditionally married.
Yeah.
So in another interview, would say it was after our marriage that my husband told him. So it is confusing. So I really do not even know the response to give.
Did he at any point, your husband that is, accuse you of infidelity?
He has never. And even though It's like I claimed that my husband told him. It was my friend. Me as a mother, I would never allow my child to marry somebody that has cheated on him.
Right.
Let's leave my husband aside. Okay, maybe he might probably be in love. Even if my child disobeyed me and insisted on getting married to the lady, I would never be present in such ceremony. But it was the happiest on my wedding day. Did you saw our pictures?
Yeah.
You saw our pictures. You could see how he was smiling. It was the happiest. He called me early morning on that day to pray for me. So I would never allow my child to, I would never be happy not to talk of. He even invited his family members. But whenever he's doing interview, he always said that, my husband just put call you to him that, hello, I want you to come to my interview. I call it. At first, he was at the beginning of this whole saga. He has said it countless times that he paid my bride price. They did it like the rightful thing traditionally, but months back now, he has been changing it to introduction. Like it was just introduction because of the royalty saga.
So speak to us about the royalty. What is the state? Who owns the control of the estate right now? Who owns the control of everything? The royalty from the music, from everything.
So the thing is that the royalty is not even with anybody right now, because before the demise of my husband, he had issues with his former record label.
Yes.
The issue is personal.
Right.
I would address it when it is needed. So it took them to court. It took them to court, and they were going through the legal battle before his demise. So after his demise, it was like there's supposed to be a representative that would continue from where he stopped. So his lawyer chose his brother, his immediate brother, my son, and I think, and myself. But like just like me, he didn't choose me. Like me, like under Liam, because Liam is a minor, representing Liam, because Liam is a minor. Right. So that is not as if he chose me. Like it's just like me representing Liam, who is a minor that cannot speak for himself. So and the next adjourned date for the case was February, which was 2024. So his lawyer needed somebody to represent him. So that was how my son's and his immediate brother's name got there. So I think sometimes last year, my father-in-law wrote to the probate that they want to have access to my husband's royalty, that I'm not married to him, not traditionally, legally, that I'm not married to him. So that was when he started denying our marriage. But before, he was always claiming that he got married to me. Like there are so many videos, there are so many evidences, there are so many, even the interview that got it at Ogi Yomi Amzat, he acknowledged it. So many interviews that he has done, he acknowledged it. But when the royalty saga came up, he started denying it. I'm not Aloba, I'm still claiming Aloba because I am married. It is until I decide not to. I feel like, I don't want to bear this name again. Nobody can stop me from bearing the name. So, as I was saying, so when so he wrote to the probate that they want to have the possession of the royalty, blah blah blah. My son's paternity is still under questionable, this blah 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 that, and me, I am not married. I should stop using Aloba, blah blah blah. So they went to court to scrap my son's name, my brother-in-law's name, then he puts my sister-in-law's name that is married to another man. He puts his name, and other family members that I don't even know. They are all Alobas, they put their name there. They will be the ones to go ahead with it. So we are still on it actually. The next adjourned date for the royalty case is May 14.
So as it stands now, nobody has,
but he wants myself and my son out of the way. So that is the reason for all of this whole saga is myself and Liam. Just want out of the way. So now he's trying to deny my marriage, and I want to make sure that so now this DNA issue right now, I don't want to say he lied because I'm a Yoruba girl. He tried to to manipulate the public that I chose a wrong DNA center, blah blah blah. And I'll send you the old evidences to show it to the world. The hospital that I chose was it was well detailed. We asked the appropriate questions that we were supposed to ask, like as a learned people, and they gave us the response that we needed. Everything is written on it. You know, the next thing we saw was they just, they had to publish the name of all the hospitals on Hell newspaper. And his supporters started calling the hospital, the lab, to start bullying them. There are so many evidences, but I don't think channels, TV shows, videos. I think it's just pictures that you show. So many, they started calling the hospital. In fact, some of his supporters even walked to my lab to threaten them. There are so many evidences of this.
So, to end this.
So we now went back to the courts. Sorry, let me cut it short. So we went back to the courts to lay the complaint to the courts. The judge was just laughing because it is laughable, you know. So the judge now said, I actually told you, every one of you, that these things are not done, but I gave you the chance to do this. Normally, you came to us as a government officials. We were supposed to be the one to choose a DNA center. We're not even supposed to allow you, but because because they wanted it, and we want to give them everything that they want. I don't want them to go out there and say, oh, she's running, just as they have always said. So I was ready to abide with whatever they want. So I also told the court that they should please allow them to pick hospital. We should all pick hospital. So the court was really angry at us, with our actions. Why do we have to do this? Why do we have to do that? And this is why they don't want to allow us that. This opportunity that they gave us, that they don't allow it. That only the court is mandated to choose an hospital, a laboratory for the DNA testing, and all we have to do is just to be present and they really want to read the result to us. That now they don't want anything like anybody choosing at any hospital. That now the court will be the one to carry out the DNA testing, and none of the parties will know the laboratory. And I said, as your lordship pleases, because I have nothing to hide. Then my husband's father and his last said, no, that they have to do their own DNA. If they won't allow it, then he will be left with no choice than to withdraw the case. Then it was adjourned to yesterday.
Yeah.
They went to the court yesterday, and they brought another application again. Is it motion? I don't know what it's maybe motion.
Yeah, it's an application. Yeah.
Yeah, another fresh application again. That the court should allow them to do a private DNA. Meanwhile, before it came to channels, that was the last DNA testing that we went to. The court said, what you want is between the families. Now you want me to compel women to submit a child to you. You have to talk to her as a father-in-law to a daughter-in-law. Talk to her amicably. With the way I'm seeing this girl, I'm sure she will submit a child to you. Then,
are you willing to do that?
Yes, I am. That's it, but it is on a condition. But you cannot bully me and expect me to leave my child to you. Yes. It's never going to be possible. I will still have to prove to you that I'm the mother of my child. Yeah. You cannot continue to bully me and expect me to give you my child. Even a mad person would not. So, whenever people bully me or, bash me over all of this, I would you're not in my situation. So it is very easy for you to judge me because you have not passed through what I have passed through. So the court, advised him to talk to me amicably. That with the way he was the man an elderly person, I think he will be in his late 70s. I would comply. The next thing I saw was him coming to channels. He went to News Central. What is the name of this? He went to different TV stations, to bully me as usual. Then when I got to the court yesterday, I said, my lord, you actually said this and this and this on the last date, that my husband's father should talk to me amicably. But instead, he went on air to the public domain to bully me as usual. He never put a court through to me. He never did any of the things you asked him to do. Instead, he kept on going to the public to manipulate the situation. And the next thing I saw was a letter from his lawyer that they published on the newspaper so that people can keep bullying me. But the court actually said, you wanted a private DNA. You don't have to keep going to the public. You have to talk to this lady amicably. But instead, he came to Channels TV. He went to other news. All his bloggers started, all his bloggers came out to start bullying me again, thinking that would make me submit my child. I won't, because now I am used to the bullying. Because I know at the end of the day, you will curse me, curse my child, call him a bastard. At the end of the day, it will never change my stand. Absolutely. Do you understand? Yeah. So he He knew, like, he knows the answer. He knows, do you know something here? I swear to God. He knows that child is his grandchild. But he doesn't, he has done so many, he has done a whole lot of things. In fact, some people, 2 months ago, some people gave him 30 million naira on TikTok for this DNA. There are evidences, I'll show you. I will not say things that I do not have evidences because, I know the law. They gave him 30 million naira for DNA. And they gave him a but. If the DNA should come out positive, they will kill him. I have evidences.
Wow.
I swear to God Almighty.
They gave him 13 million.
They gave him 13.200,000. All of these things don't get to the mainstream media. It's like it's only on TikTok. They don't get to Twitter, they don't get to Instagram, they don't get to the mainstream. All of those atrocities are always on TikTok.
So, but are you open to an alternative way of settling this now? Settle out of court? Are you open to
you the DNA?
Yes, the DNA on the entire controversy, making up, because they say nobody wins when the family feuds, right?
Yeah.
And the family is fighting now. The grandfather and the grandson.
Yes.
You used to have an amicable
relationship before,
and all of that. Now, are you open to see how this can be resolved internally? And
I've said it countless times. I don't have any issue with him. Because you know what? I cannot dispute the fact that he's the father of my husband. I might decide not to allow my child to have a relationship with him. Like I cannot dispute the fact that he's his grandchild. He's his grandfather, I mean. So there are some things I cannot change. Never, no matter how much I try. Even if I say, oh, I hate him, he has done this, he has done that to me. There are some facts that can never be erased. It has happened. It has been destined to happen. So up to this one, I don't have any issues with him. You won't see me go out to, say anything, any defamatory words at him and everything. Even all of these things I'm saying, he has really pushed me to the wall. I have no choice than to start defending myself. My normal self, I won't even say anything. So left to me, I don't have any issues with him.
Of course, it's important that you put the facts out there and all of that for posterity.
If you didn't come here, I won't even come. Because I will just let him to keep saying what. Because I know that no matter what I say, people that decide not to believe me will not believe me. And people that decide to believe me, regardless of what he has to say, will still believe me. So at the end of the day, I just feel like, at the end of the day, nobody is me. I know myself and nobody can change who I am. And that is all that matters to me. I know my truths. And that is what is keeping me at peace. Do you understand? So, left to me, I don't have any issue with him, not even till now. But the things are, there can never be a relationship between him and Liam. That can never happen. Maybe when Liam go older,
and he can choose
and have a mind of his own. But the fact that I still have a right to protect him because I feel like he can harm the boy. He doesn't like him. He doesn't like. It's not that he doesn't like. He was even the one that even said I should get this. He was literally begging me to please have a baby for the child. You can never deny it anyway. He has even said it in a video. He was begging me to please have a child for his son. Like he was literally begging my husband too, that please, that he sees vision that this child, the child I will give birth to, will be the one to buy his coffin when he dies. Not even my husband. The child that I have not even know the gender. He told me that he will be a male child. So, with everything that he has showed, with the attitude that he has, portrayed, he seems like he would harm the child if he has the chance. So, me, I don't have any issues with him, but, as a mother and a father to Liam right now, because, his father is dead, I have, my own right, my own duty
to
protect him at all costs, even if it is from a family member. I know
nobody can fault you for that.
Exactly.
That's what
mothers
do.
Left to me, I don't have issues with him. But me and Liam, they can never have a relationship.
All right. So as we wind down,
even after the DNA, because no matter how much he tries, the DNA will be done. It will definitely be done. But he doesn't want it to be done.
So still staying on that DNA, there have been reports that you have somehow done a DNA on your own. Did you see those reports when people were saying, "Oh,
I saw it on the news"?
Is it true?
I saw it online.
Is it true?
Did you see any evidence?
No, but I'm asking you now. You are the evidence now.
No, it is the news as usual, right?
Right.
Did you see them post anything online? I did a DNA.
But is it true? Did you do any DNA test?
I'm asking you the question.
No, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know if you do.
Exactly. This is your surprise. The same way I'm surprised too when I heard it. I was surprised when I heard it. I did a DNA because I don't even have the chance to go to my husband's to visit my husband at the mortuary. He has the document with him. I mean my father's husband. So he has been the one going. Even people that I don't even expect are always going to check his body at the morgue. I mean his supporters on TikTok, they're always going there to check his body. They even have his pictures. That is how crazy it is. My husband's pictures, like his dead body. So I don't even have access to his body. So now.
So sad. All right. So finally, how are you dealing? How are you personally? How are you dealing with all of these things? The bullying, the controversies, the judgment, and all of this. How are you dealing with it?
I feel like I have really grown. Like I have grown to accept the reality that there are some things that cannot be changed, no matter how much I try. The bullying cannot stop. The way they bully my child cannot stop. People's perception about me cannot stop. The judgment cannot stop. You know, a whole lot of things cannot stop. So how do I cope? I have to live with it, like regardless of what they have to say about me. So like before, I used to feel scared. I would before me coming, I would have come with like probably security because of this fear. But right now, I'm just living because I know at the end of the day we're all going to die, and you know. So I've learned to deal with people's perspective about me. Like whenever, sometimes, like right now, I go through comment section and read. Before I blocked all the bloggers because of the fear of reading. But now, whenever I see that posting about me, I go there to read comments because I've grown to realize that I cannot control this. These are the things I cannot control. This man has brought me outside already. Like our family, you know, a lot of things that my husband has been trying to, you know, package when he was alive, he has brought it out there. Even my husband has, you know, when he was alive, my husband used to beg him, please, Emma by BJ. I don't know if you understand Yoruba.
Right, don't
Please,
spoil the family.
The family's reputation. Because my father-in-law is somebody that talks, like he talks very, like, you know, he can see you now and talk about his children, you know. So all of this that is happening, the families are not surprised. But I'm just so surprised that, you know, he can do it to his, you know, a toddler. That is, you know, even if you don't like the mother, you wanted the DNA, there should be a way you should call me. Up to now, this man has never called me for a DNA testing. He has never. All this DNA saga that I am listening to, I always hear it online.
All right, so to end the interview, and I would love for us to end it on a positive note, and that's because I would like for us to discuss a bit about your business, and also we see that it looks like you're moving around Nollywood now. Maybe you might start becoming an actress and maybe take a lead role in Nollywood. Tell us about what is coming.
Oh, you're seeing everything. Yes, no, I'm trying to turn my lemon to lemonade. I'm out there already. So I'm trying to make money out of it. My husband is dead. And I don't know how long it will take us to, you know, to fight all this legal battle. So I need to feed my child. I have a child to raise, you know. Big shout out to his friends that has been helping us. I mean, my husband's close associates, you know, Bella, Anya, CIA, you know. His friends has been helping financially. But, you know, I still have to do the needful as a mother and a father to him. So I just felt like, you know what? What is there to, there is nothing to hide. There is nothing out there hidden again. Even the things I did not do, a whole lot, you know, so many accusations has been going on. Let me just turn my lemon to lemonade. At least people are seeing my faces. So it shouldn't just be whenever my husband's stories pops up that people see me. Let me just go into this Nollywood. I just put a cut you, mommy, about you, mommy. I feel like I want to make a movie. Please, oh, even if it's just one scene, I want to partake in it. And she said, okay. And you know,
that's how Arinzo happened.
And it is going from there. Like, you know, people are calling me for jobs now. So I've tried to turn my lemon to lemonade because what is now there is no essence of, you know, hiding it already. Because my father-in-law has really pushed me out there to the wolves. So while all of this is happening, let me be making money.
Absolutely, and it's very important. Well done to you. Kudos to you.
Thank you, sir.
Again, I say that you're a very strong woman, and we wish you all of the best, and we hope that one day the family can heal from all of the controversy.
Amen. My prayer too.
Thank you very much. Thank you for coming. Is there anything I didn't ask you that you'd like to add?
So they bought another application yesterday, and the court told them that this application cannot work. Because what they were telling the court is the court should allow them to do a private DNA testing. So then the court is trying to let them know that private DNA is like a personal DNA.
Right.
It has to be between you and this lady.
Right.
You still need to talk to this lady, not us. We are for the public.
Right.
Whatever result that comes out from this DNA is for the public, because you brought the government into this. But
Right.
what you are requesting is it is between you and the families. So you still have to talk to this court, because that was the application that they brought to the court, that the court should compel me to release my son to them. That is laughable.
Yeah.
You know, the same child that he has called a bastard, he even said my son looks like a 70-something years old. That my son's face looks older than his face. I mean,
Yeah,
his grandfather. Yes, he has said so many things. So, you know, people that are online knows how much he has bullied this little baby. My son just turned 3 last month. People online knows how much he has bullied. So now going to the court to compel me to release my child. You know, it is very laughable, because I don't think there's anybody in this world the only person that can tell me to that is his father, and he's dead. So I am the sole owner of my child right now.
True.
So the court told them yesterday to try to speak to me. But you know, as you know, he will never. He will rather
But if he tries,
he won't. I know him. He won't. Because he knows that once that is done, and once DNA is done, and it has been, you know, it has been established that my sons belong to my husband, that is the end of the saga. The whole attention would be shifted to him, to my son.
Right.
So he wants it to continue. My husband will be 3 years in the morgue by September. And
Are you sad that he's still not been reburied?
Even you, that you're not a family member, I can see how you, like the way, like your tone. Even you, that you don't even know us, what is there to be happy about? Like you know, with the guitar, like that is human. Right. And you know, he was butchered twice. The government autopsy and his father personal autopsy. You know, his father did an autopsy, but he never spoke about it online. He's always talking about the government autopsy. He also did his personal autopsy, and it came out inconclusive. So, like it was like they said that they saw an injection, like a drug in his body, injection, and even the nurse that injected him is in court. Yeah, she has been indicted. Yes, and she's facing trial. Yes. But my father-in-law will never talk about it. Did they talk about it when he came here? No, it wasn't about him. The conversation. He has never talked about the nurse. It is me. I am the problem. Me and my son. And you know, it is beyond what people think. People actually thought it's all about justice for Mohbad, but in reality, between him and me, it is about my husband's music royalty. But I'm following with the process of the nurse, because you know, she needs to face the law. Right. I would never rest until she faces the law. So the next adjourned date is August. The last date was April 15. Right. So the case has been adjourned to August. But I don't know why the government are not making this open to the public. I really do not know why. Because people actually thought the case has been buried. Because you know, the father that has been the one talking has never said anything about the case online. He has never talked about the nurse going for trial and the person that called the nurse. He has never talked about it. So people online actually felt like, oh, they are not saying anything about the case, but it's actually ongoing. The next adjourned date for the case is August. We're forgetting the date. Okay. But I'm always in contact. My lawyers are always following up with the whole process. But you know, it is the public are not aware of it. And you know, because I've not been talking, so but thank God I'm here today. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming. And it's important that you do. Thank you very much. Wish you all of the best. Thank you very much. Thank you so much. God bless you.